Hey guys, hope you're all keeping well. Teach FM here with another episode of the Fergie Way. And we are pretty much out of the January transfer window, so we will see what's happened. Now, we've all been in that boat in real life where your football manager at the local club or the team you support gets to the January transfer window and you're like, come on son, do a bit of business. Yeah, I would say that we've all been in the boat where we're hoping and hoping and hoping. You do a bit of business and nothing, not a stitch. No one comes in and you are left a very unhappy fan. And I've got a funny feeling that might be the way the fans are for me today. But first, we will take a look at any transfers out that have happened since the last episode, of which there has been 2. First of all, Marcus Rojo. He has moved on. He's gone to Crystal Palace for a fee of £8 million. Not really done a right lot wrong, but with me having Twin Zarbi and Rashawn Williams, who I am trying to bleed into the team, along with having Eric Bailly, Phil Jones and Smalling, I think having 4 sort of almost first choice defenders was a bit much. So yeah, he's gone to allow a little bit of space to move in. And then we'll look at the next one. And this one I'm a little bit disappointed about. Now, based on the fact that Schweinsteiger in real life has been left out in the cold and I wanted to go out of my way to bring him into the team and play him as much as I could, he still requested a transfer, and being a kind and thoughtful manager, I don't want to stand in the way of anyone else who thinks that they can go elsewhere and get some team football. America being his destination, we'll take a look at his transfer status now. And as we can see there, LA Galaxy, they offered $105,000, which was next to nothing. I was more bothered about losing the wages because, of course, Schweinsteiger being one of the biggest earners here at United. So yeah, Schweinsteiger's gone, a little bit gutted, but we will move on. And as you can see on the transfer history, nobody came in. Largely my fault wouldn't be the right word because I didn't sort of go out of my way to go out and purposely buy anyone. I will say that I did have a deal lined up with Griezmann all the way until the very last second, in which I pulled out. I think I'd already touched on the subject in the previous episode, but with having Memphis Depay playing out on the left and sort of being a secondary striker at the moment, that's exactly where I would have had to have played Griezmann. And Depay's playing that well. I genuinely, although Griezmann is world class, I couldn't warrant spending the £86 million release clause in which to bring him into the club. I also had a look at a couple of other players, but in truth, with the squad that I've got, I didn't really feel the need to bring anybody in. So, yeah, the fans are probably angry. Well, not really. I've not heard anything about them being angry, but I'm just imagining it in me in real life. If we'd sold a load of players in January and brought no one in, I'd be absolutely raging. But I've heard no feedback from the fans, no backlash. We've not brought anyone in. I actually think we have a great squad to carry on throughout the season. We're absolutely destroying almost everyone we come across at the moment. And we'll just move on to the games that we've played since the last episode. So we take a look at the schedule here. The last time you guys were here, it was the 4-0 devastating thrashing that we handed to Spurs. So we did go on to Reading in the FA Cup 4th round, and we'll take a look. So as you can see, guys, we did run out 6-0 winners. We did play a lot of the young guys, or I say a lot, maybe 3. We played Twin Zarbi, Mensah, and we also played Callum Gribbin starting behind the strikers. Gribbin did manage to grab himself a couple of goals and an assist, finishing the game with a 9.5 rating. But more importantly, Paul Pogba finally is starting to settle into the club. He's played a 9.6, grabbed a couple of goals, assisted on a couple more. Lovely jubbly. We then took a visit from Hull in the Premier League, in which we won 3-0. Once again, dominating performance with 62% possession. Ibrahimovic, Matteo Darmian, and once again, as I said a second ago, Paul Pogba playing a 9 rating and getting himself on the score sheet in the process. And finally, Middlesbrough at Old Trafford. Once again, 6-0 defeat, this time fielded pretty much, with the exception maybe of Juan Mata, a second string team, certainly guys that don't normally start every single game. The whole squad changing there with Twin Zarbi, Eric Bailly playing in the middle with him as well. Luke Shaw was actually in the team, so I do apologise. That's Luke Shaw and Juan Mata who normally feature in the teams. But yeah, we had Timothy Fosu-Mensah playing, Callum Gribbin, Jesse Lingard, who's not featured that much recently, and then we had Memphis Depay starting up front with Nishan. And we won 6-0. In truth, we had 2 goals disallowed. It could have been 8, one of them being Nishan's and another one for Depay. But a fantastic result, a great performance from the lads, and we are just demolished in the league. So what we'll do now is I'll just go and take a look who we're playing next round in the FA Cup, and then we'll take a look at the Premier League before we go into today's live comp. As you can see, we do have West Ham or Arsenal in the next round of the FA Cup. We'll take either of them. Arsenal will be a good tie. It's probably a game I'm not going to live com because we're doing the Stoke and the Inter game today. And in the next episode, obviously, we'll want to jump ahead a few games. So it will miss out on the live com, but nonetheless, marching on in the FA Cup. To the Premier League, 14 points clear still, almost ridiculously so. The gap is so huge. You can see probably the surprise package in the top 4 at the moment being Stoke, trailing City by 5 points and Arsenal by 7. They're playing really well, Stoke. We have got them in today's live com. Should be a good game, especially knowing how high up the league they are. We'll just take a glance down towards the bottom of the league. Pretty much usual suspects. Everton sat down there, maybe going down for relegation. It looks like they maybe end up having to release some players if they do get relegated. Might be some nice pickings from them. Chelsea and Liverpool sat 7th and 8th. And Arsenal still the closest team to us. Martial still sits atop of the goal scorers leaderboard with Memphis Depay and Martial both sat 1st and 2nd in the average ratings, and Martial sat at the top of the assists. The boy's been a revelation this year. He's played absolutely tremendously. His out's gone a bit dry just late, but with the amount of goals he's already put in, he could probably not play a game for the rest of this season. You'd still say he's done a good job. And just as we've been talking about it, guys, the result is in. We will play Arsenal at the Emirates in the next round of the FA Cup. Here we are then, guys, at the Stoke game. Media, of course, making us favourites. We have been dominating in the Premier League. Martial, our key man, and Jack Butland theirs. And on to the team selection, guys. They have Butland in goal with Muneza, Martins Indy, Shawcross and Glenn Johnson making up the back 4. Xherdan Shaqiri, Mbula, Joe Allen and Arnautovic in the midfield. And Bojan playing behind Diouf up top of the field. And as for our team, we have fielded a strong one today with De Gea in the sticks, Luke Shaw, Phil Jones, Smalling and Darmian making up the defence. Pogba playing the advanced attacking playmaker where he's been excelling of late. Daley Blind playing the defensive midfielder and Schneidlin playing supportive. We have Mata playing a Trequartista sat behind Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Martial up top. On to Roy's kicking instructions, and I'm hoping he's going to tell us to kick a few, but I am going to tell us to kick a whole lot more. Stoke are known to be very much the bullies of the Premier League, to turn up at games and really hand out a good amount of hard tackling. So the best way I can think about combating that is to kick them harder. That'll do, Graham. We will have to keep an eye on the yellow cards. We'll have to be telling players to calm down quite a bit. But I want to go to their end and ensure that they don't bully us. Team talk. Assertively pick up where you left off. I know that these guys have been playing very, very well. There's not that much motivation going on, but I will be telling the midfielders that I'm expecting them to control the midfield out there today. Again, not many greens, but we will press on into the game. I do just want to ensure that we go to key highlights only because, of course, we have 2 live comms in this episode. So it's Blind now. We're only 10 minutes into the game, guys. It's Mata to Martial, Schneidlin, and it's Mata into it. Oh, Ibrahimovic. 1-0, 10 minutes in. Fantastic play by United. Great balling by Mata. So as we can see, guys, it's Schneidlin into Mata. Just plays it forward. Zlatan on the left foot. Down into the bottom corner. Their key man today, Butland, did not stand a chance. It's Diouf now pushing a counter-attack for Stoke. Hits one from miles away. Spilled by De Gea. Bojan gets it in the back of the net. We're on 77% possession, guys, and we've just dropped a goal. I can't believe it. Shot from Diouf. De Gea probably saving a ball that was never going in, and Bojan puts it in the far corner. It's 1-1. Here we are now with Arnautovic, and Bojan hits one straight at De Gea. De Gea will push this out fast. It's Pogba now. Pogba plays it forward to Schneidlin. Schneidlin's forward to Martial. He's looking for the run on the right. He's not found it though. Martial hits a cross. It's Schneidlin off the post. Only cleared out as far as Smalling. Mata now in the area. Out to Darmian. Blind on the edge. It's Pogba. He's kicked it. It's gone straight to Butland. Butland gathers it up calmly. It will be half time. And it looks like we're going in 1-1 at the break, guys. So I am going to tell them that I'm not too happy based on the current performances of late. I think I do have the license to do that. So not happy with your performance out there. Martial in particular hasn't had the greatest of game. Not happy with his performance today, and hopefully the lads will kick on in the second half. 60 minutes on the clock, guys. These key highlights are forcing the time over really fast. We're already on the 70th minute in the second half. I'm going to have to try and make some sort of change. See if I can drag something from this game. We will take Mata off. We'll bring on Mkhitaryan, who is back from injury. This will be his first appearance in a number of weeks. Bring Depay on up for Martial, and we'll hopefully get to see some sort of change in the game here. So it's Mata now with a cross, picked up by Butland. Got a funny feeling this is going to be a Stoke attack on the key highlights. Don't normally play key highlights. I like to see extended ones. I don't like to see highlights when you're pretty much almost guaranteed a goal every one. And it's Darmian now. It's Pogba playing it forward to Mata, Schneiderlin and Blin. We're playing it around the lot in the middle. I just want to push forward. It's Ibrahimovic forces a save from Butland, pushes it round the post, and will be a corner. It's Mkhitaryan now. First kick of the game. It's a foul by Schneiderlin. And the attack dies into nothing. And that looks like it's going to be the end of the game, guys. It will end 1-1. We were on a 12-game winning run before the game today. That's now gone. And I'm going to tell them that I'm pretty pissed off, and I am. I won't go aggressively. I will tell them that they're not good enough. They should have been winning that game. And we will close the book on that one. So looking at the post-game league table here, it has helped Arsenal close the gap. We have had that gap close to 12 points. Still very confident that we should be able to march on and win the league, but nonetheless, picking up the draw today at Stoke has put a little bit of a dent in our title aspirations. Little bit of news, guys, en route to the Inter Milan game in the Europa League. The Chinese have done it again. They've walked in. They've said to Stoke, how much do you want for Juve? Stoke say, well, to be honest, you'd have to pay a lot of money. Ours about 36.5 million quid. And the Chinese have go, here's a check. So yeah, Marmaduke, who has been playing really well in the Premier League, off to China, the mercenary bastard. So we move on to the Inter Milan game, guys, and we have been made slight favourites here, with Paul Pogba being our key man, which is odd considering he's on the bench, and Icardi, of course, being Inter Milan's key man. And we'll look on to Inter Milan's choices first and the way they've set up. They have Handanovic in the sticks with Nagatomo, Murillo, probably going to murder this name, but Ranocchia and David Santon in defence. They have Kondogbia sat in front of them, protecting the back four, with Brozovic, Mario in the middle. Then they have Perisic out on the left, Candreva out on the right, and Icardi up top. A very strong team from Inter Milan today. Now, my team selection, based on the strength that it is very much a second string team that's got us to this stage of the competition, I did want to stay true and play the youngsters where I could. Now, we've still got a fairly strong team, and I have put on a star-studded bench in case the shit hits the fan. But yeah, here we go. So we have Romero in the sticks with Luke Shaw playing left back, Phil Jones and Twinzabi at centre-backs with Darmian on the right. We have Ander Herrera taking Paul Pogba's spot as the advanced playmaker. Daley Blind playing a defensive midfielder, and Fosu Mensah playing a supportive central midfielder. Once again, I've gone with Callum Gribbin playing behind the strikers, and those strikers are Memphis Depay playing advanced forward, and Nishan playing a complete forward. So we'll apply Roy the Kick Keane's advice, and he's only asking us to kick Icardi and João Mario. And we will move on to the team talk. So team talk, I think going out here to prove a point is probably a good one. And it's mainly based on the fact that I'm playing a lot of the younger kids. Now, we have got some motivation. I am going to tell young Nishan that I've got faith in him to make the difference. He looks happy with that. And I'll tell Fosu Mensah the same. Nice. Lots of greens everywhere. Let's get into the game. So once again, guys, we are playing key highlights. A little bit worrying because we don't have much time to change things if it is going a bit brown, but we'll just press on and see how we get on. But early signs are 50-50 as we get Brozovic now moving it out, and Darmian cuts it out. For well played, Darmian. So it looks like Inter are going to press on with an attack here. It's Mario out to Nagatomo. Oh, God. Mensah, what are you doing? To give away a penalty. Looks like we're going to be on the back foot from 10 minutes in unless Romero can pull a save, and he's not done. 1-0 Inter. Not a right lot we can do. So João Mario lining it up from the spot. Beats Romero. I mean, he wasn't much saving that anyway. I mean, it came in off the post. A great penalty. What we will do is we'll just tell the chaps to demand more as Inter are on the attack again. It's kept out though. David Santon will pick it back up. So it's Darmian now to Blind. Fosu Mensah. United need to get back in. It's Gribbin to Nishan. Forces a save from Handanovic. Great play, Nishan. It's Gribbin now. Crosses it in. Herrera. Blind. Blind to Herrera. It's Nishan again. Shaw's lost out to Candreva. Candreva will press up the field. It's Candreva with a cross. And it's gone in. It's touched in off Icardi. It's 2-0 into Milan. The young guns aren't having the greatest of times today. It's Candreva with a cross towards the back post, nodded on by Ranakashir, and Icardi volleys it into the net right in front of Romero. Looks like we might be going in 2-0 here, guys. It is. We're favourites, I need to tell them. So even though really these guys aren't really favourites, being the younger team, but I'll tell them I expect a much better showing in the second half, and we'll probably only give it until the 55th, 60th, and then I might be forced to start making some changes. We'll see how we get on. The 60th minute, guys, as Candreva puts in another cross, and it's spilled by Romero. Definitely need to make changes. We need to be able to bring this back. If the worst should happen, we'll bring Mata on for Gribin. Nishan can bring on the big Zlat, and hopefully this might be enough to start turning something round. If we can just nick an away goal, I'll be a happy man. I'm sure we can take them back to Old Trafford with a full strength team and keep them out. Come on now. Nothing going on at all, guys. They're on for another corner. Just about kept Inter out. We can't concede a third one. It's going to give us a mountain back at Old Trafford. It's Memphis now. Memphis clears upfield. 86th minute, Handanovic does a dodgy clearance. It will let Zlatan off. Come on. Yes, get in. Come on. Played Ibrahimovic. Nick the goal, guys. 4 minutes to go. As we can see, Blind hoofs it upfield. Zlatan gets on it. And fantastic. We will take that. Well played, Zlatan. Couple of minutes to go now, guys. If we could get another, it would be tremendous. We'd be doing really well. As it looks like Inter will force an attack here. With Icardi out to Sanson, Gabriel. I thought we'd give away another penalty. I really did. And we have given away another penalty. Jones this time. What are they doing? Jesus Christ. Jean Mario puts it in the opposite corner this time. 3-1 into Milan. Unbelievable stuff. The 2 goals that we're down on this game both come from the spot. Jean Mario calmly plays penalty. I just can't believe it. I really can't. Looks like it's going to end at that, guys. We're in the 90th minute now, as Memphis will try and force something. Mensah, Twinzabe, and Herrera. Memphis, Darmian is on the right hand side. So Mensah, Herrera now, play it in. Herrera plays it backwards. It's Mata now. He's just put it wide of the post. That's it, guys. 3-1 defeat at the hands of Inter Milan. Can't really knock the guys. I wanted to reward the younger players for getting us this far in the competition. One thing's for sure is for the home leg, we're not going to be able to do that. So I will assertively tell them that I'm not happy. They weren't good enough today. And we will move on from there and see what the schedule holds for us for the next live comp. So following that defeat, guys, it is a bit of a shocker, a bit of a choker. It was a risk that I wanted to take to give the young guns a shot. But looking at the schedule here, I will probably play off cam the Arsenal, Inter and Palace game, and we will come back for a single commentary on the Manchester derby against City. So once again, thank you guys for joining me for the episodes. I'm really enjoying all the support that I'm getting from you guys. It's been really, really welcome since my first channel. It's something very new to me. Really enjoying it. One thing I will say is, how are you guys enjoying this whole series? Are you enjoying it being United? Leave it in the comments down there. If you have any suggestions to maybe go on and take a different path, start a new series, maybe as a journeyman or something, I don't know. Hit your ideas down in the comments. But on that, thank you very much, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one.